Good morning, everybody. Hope I'm finding you in the middle of a fantastic day. And today we're talking about Hosea 10:12, which says, "Sow to yourself in righteousness, reap in mercy, break up your fallow ground." This morning I want to talk to you about sowing to yourself in righteousness. It's so important to sow good things into your life. Like you sow seeds into the ground and they produce certain kinds of fruit, depending on the seed that you planted. The same thing's true in our life. We reap what we sow. Not necessarily in a karma kind of way, but in the way that whatever you invest in your own life, whatever you plant in your own life, that's what you're going to reap the harvest of. So if you're constantly sowing in negative things, you're constantly sowing in selfish things, those are the kinds of things you're going to reap. If you're constantly sowing in righteousness and you're constantly sowing in the goodness of the Lord, you're going to reap in those kinds of things. So it says to yourself, sow to yourself in righteousness, reap in mercy. So if we behave like a righteous child of God, we will reap the mercies of God. But it's more than just his mercy that we receive. It says, break up your fallow ground. And sometimes we have to break up the ground of our heart in order for God's word of the seed to be sown properly into our own hearts, or the righteousness of God to be sown properly into our own hearts. And if we don't have our hearts prepared to receive his righteousness and his goodness, then we won't receive it in a way where it can grow within us. Jesus talks about the different kinds of ground the seed of the word fell upon. And I wonder what kind of ground our heart is this morning. It says, "For it is time to seek the Lord." Right now is the time. This very moment, this morning, this Monday morning, it is time to seek the Lord. The moment is upon you. It's arrived. It is time. We ought to seek the Lord till he come and rain righteousness upon us. Continue to pursue the Lord. Continue to seek his righteousness. Continue to seek and look for God, because he is righteous. He is a righteous God, and he is righteous as a person, as a personality, as a being. He is righteous, and he will prove himself to you to be righteous if we will quite simply sow in righteousness. We will reap in mercy and in the righteousness of God himself. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you tomorrow morning.